Hello and welcome to a December Star Citizen update. What's going on throughout December? What have CIG got planned? What's going on with new releases? All that sort of stuff. Firstly, we have a new giveaway. So every month we give away a ship on the channel or ships. And this time we are giving away a MISC Starlancer Max with game package and lifetime insurance. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that super freelancer is comment on any of my videos made during December. Last month's giveaway, the November giveaway, there's a load of ships we're giving away still, and I haven't trudged through and got that sorted yet with the sponsor, Lunar Wolves, but I will put the winners up on Reddit and announce them in a video, as well as contacting the winners as well. Anyway, what's going on through December? Well, there's still a couple of days left at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo for you to basically go to the Tobin Convention Center on Microtech, and then you can rent a load of ships. Pretty much everything that is flyable in Star Citizen is rentable for the next couple of days, and you can buy any ship you want that's not a limited hull ship. Things like the Idrises and Javelins have all sold out this time. You might be able to get yourself a good deal on a war bond, but you can buy all of these ships and vehicles either in-game now, or you will be able to in the future as well. So just bear that in mind. Something else you can get involved with now is the Save Stanton Chapter 1. So the first 4 phases of that narrative running only once set of missions that has you fighting against the Slicers, and then has you sort of following them into Pyro as part of the second chapter. So the first chapter, that's what we've got currently in the live build, the first 4 phases. You complete those 4 phases, you get yourself some permanent loot on your account as well, some laser blasters, and there's some other stuff that will become apparent later. Chapter 2, that starts when 4.0 launches, but also Chapter 1 ends when 4.0 launches, and you can't go back and play those previous phases once 4.0 launches, so do them now. Don't know when 4.0 is going to go live. It's probably going to be by the end of December. That's the target. Also, although some of those Save Stanton missions can be done sort of solo, you probably want to bring at least one other person to a lot of them. Some of them are pretty difficult. Some of them are definitely for groups to do. There's also a choice of who do you support in Phase 4. And then, I suppose the big thing of December, potentially of the year, is Alpha 4.0 is planning to launch to live. It's currently on the PTU. It's Wave 1 at time of recording, I believe, but should be going to a wider and wider PTU in the next few days. There's going to be that Save Stanton Chapter 2, which should, mostly be in the Pyro system, I would expect. But there's also just tons of 4.0 stuff coming out. Jump points, server meshing, all of those Pyro moons, planets, and space stations, contested zones, cows, asteroid bases, and tons and tons and tons of new missions. There's loads of other little minor updates as well, and Cloud Imperium should be keeping us apprised of some of those in patch watches, but we'll be talking about the patch as more and more is added, and we'll be delving into things like contested zones, which are a huge part of this. There are a huge amount of gameplay. Basically, on Pyro stations, you can do sort of loot extraction missions. So something else that's probably going to happen with 4.0, well, we know that the Mirai Guardian, that sort of new Mirai heavy fighter, is going to be in 4.0, but there's things like the rumored MISC Fortune, the Salvager that's sort of been teasing, maybe a Super Hornet Mark II, things like that could certainly turn up. In the CitizenCon teasers, there was a Corsair looking ship, which I suspect is a smaller version of an exploration ship, and yeah, why not explore Pyro? It's huge. Also, another thing in 4.0, huge economy changes and updates. Actually, going back to ships, there's still a load of ships that we need to delve into that we haven't really talked about a huge amount. The Anvil Paladin, the Terrapin Medic, the Hornet Ghost Mark II, and Tracker Mark II. Something else that's going to be happening through December is Luminalia, which is Star Citizen Christmas. From the middle of December, typically, through to just before Christmas. Luminalia is sort of like run. It's a 12-day event normally in the Star Citizen universe. Historically, you can open a daily advent calendar on the RSI website to get in-game loot. There are Xmas-themed skins and Arena Commander modes sometimes. The screenshot competitions, referral bonuses, might be some stuff on sale. Also, you can often find gift boxes around the verse that are worth in-game money. Talking about money, Star Citizen funding. Let's talk a little bit about this. So, at the moment, Cloud Imperium are a little over 102 million raised for this year. I think on the funding tracker, it shows that they've raised almost 750 million, well, over 750 million now. But if you actually take into account all sources of funding, including private investment and subscribers and stuff like that, it's getting close to $1 billion. I suppose it's probably getting close to 850 million. I will do a proper breakdown of the finances and talk about that. But at the moment, CIG, Star Citizen, lagging behind a little from the previous year's total. They're 102 million. 117 million is the amount to beat, to then beat last year and be the highest year ever in funding. So 15 million is what they need by the end of the year. It's not essential. They've done a great year, but I do think with the 4.0 coming out and a bit of a big push and hype there that they could potentially do that. Also, if CIG don't beat last year's funding, I promise you there will be loads of articles just going, Star Citizen's funding's drying up. Oh, they didn't beat last year. Does this spell doom for the project? So it is going to depend on a few things, but it's mainly, do they have enough momentum and hype, and can they draw in enough new customers and regain the old ones and encourage them to buy some random ships and chos? And if there's some cool stuff with 4.0's release, then maybe. The other thing is, if they had sold the building ships and vehicles, the sort of new drone ones, so the Starlancer build, the CSV, FM, and sort of like the base building stuff, I think they would have smashed their sort of funding records already. But it appears that they're holding those back until they're closer to base building, maybe? Also, there could be a load of ships turning up with 4.0 and vehicles and other hidden bits and bobs. And if the launch of that is run well, then Star Citizen will be a little more mainstream. Something I find quite exciting at the end of the year as well is CIG to release their end of year financials on their Cloud Imperium site. Almost gives a financial forecast and statement for investors or shareholders, kind of. That's what it looks like, but it is talking about the health of the project, a financial plan for the current and next year, how they've done, all that sort of stuff, but also a breakdown of their expenses and costs and how much money they've got in, their sort of health as a company. And I really, really like that. Sometimes you get some interesting tidbits about development as well. And I'm hoping we also get something bundled alongside it or around the same time. A letter from the chairman from Chris would be absolutely great, especially with the release of 4.0 planned, especially with the stuff they showed off with Squadron 42. So Squadron 42 is not available to purchase either. That's another thing that CIG could have done. If they had at Citizen gone, 2026 is when we plan to release Squadron. Also, you can now buy it now at a reduced price and it's going to go up in a year's time. People would have bought that. A lot of people would. So we're probably not going to be getting any monthly reports from CIG until January, although we could probably put one together ourselves for December, potentially. Still, we should be getting roadmap updates, though, more just to sort of confirm 4.0 features and what's definitely making it. CIG might release some patch watches as well, looking at some little-known features. Zin and I will be jumping into safe stat and stuff, but lots and lots of coverage of 4.0 and talking about that and playing that. So December should be a pretty busy month for Star Citizen, although we've got a few days of it being a little bit more relaxed at the beginning of December. And I'm really interested to know, are you excited for 4.0? Do you think it's actually going to be in a good state once it's released to live? Or do you think it's going to be a 3.18 situation and everything's going to be broken? Is it the patch you've been waiting for, or are you sad that things like engineering aren't making that patch, but they should be making a 4.0.x patch? That's what CIG have said. So yeah, obviously some of those features got a bit delayed. We'll be covering all the Star Citizen news that we can find, whether it be drama, whether it be other people's articles, whether it be just patch notes. Don't you worry, we've got you covered. In sort of more personal stuff and health and what's been going on with me, I've been pretty ill since CitizenCon through a mixture of things, including a bad back more recently, which sort of took me out for a good few days. hopefully on the mend now. I also think I get relatively tired around this time of the year, and CitizenCon happening and then the IAE happening. So there's loads of videos to do, but also I sort of get super busy with some other bits and bobs I do for work. I think I'm on the mend. It's all good. Just, yeah, much more relaxed now. I've been playing a load of a board game called Oathsworn, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favourite board games of all time. It's sort of like a grim, dark boss battler with choose your own adventure, and there's 4 of us playing. Very big, scary bosses, the giant models. Oh, it's absolutely cool. I would post pictures up, but it's all spoilers for people that would actually want to play it. And going back to more board gamery stuff, I've just got Zin and I more parity in our systems. So we've just sort of updated our systems to having 7950 X3Ds, which we got an absolute bargain for because those AMD chips, a load of people are sort of buying the 9800 X3Ds now. And I was like, well, Zin and I can make use of those sort of hybrid workhorse / gaming processors. We've got the same motherboard with an MSI X670E Wi-Fi gaming board. Got us some new PCI Express 5 hard drives, upgraded to 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, stuff like that. So we've got very, very, very similar systems now, and we should have solved some of our content creation and Star Citizen bottlenecking issues, because Star Citizen can be, especially when we're doing bits with it, relatively CPU bound or get hitching and stuff that seems to be caused by the CPU. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some better footage as well. I'm having some problems trying to install Windows 11. I was trying to do a fresh install. It keeps on at 77%, kept on going, nope, the installation has failed. So I need to fiddle around with that. I think it might be because there's other Windows installations on some of the other drives. But anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for listening to me, especially my rant at the end. I hope you are enjoying December so far and you're looking forward to Alpha 4.0, Luminalia, and all the other bits and bobs that Star Citizen may bring. Do you think CIG can, or Star Citizen can beat 117 million from last year in funding this year, or do you think that's too hard for them to do now? What new ships are you expecting to come with 4.0 other than the Mirai Guardian? I suppose we could see the Starlancer TAC as well, couldn't we? TAC. That makes sort of sense. Oh, something else I do want to ask. If you've got suggestions for lore for Zin to do on her Sunday sort of lore slot, please tell me. Chuck it in the comments below. That'll be useful as well. Thank you so much. Love to hear from you in the comments below. Chuck your comments there and click the links below as well, like the NordVPN ones and the Tobii Eye Tracker ones. Help support the channel as long as you want those items and services, obviously. Ho, ho, ho. Hey there, Timmy. No, that's Northern Claus. No, ho, Timmy, I am normal Santa with presents for you. You're really a normal Santa? Yes, why would I lie about that? I'll have the one on the left. There you go, Timmy. Open your lovely box of spiders. I hate spiders. So do I, Timmy. That's why I would have picked the other box, which was full of NordVPN. Ho, ho, ho. Use the links below to get nordvpn.com/BoredGamer and help protect yourself online, but also give you better accessibility. It should be part of your Christmassy toolbox. Merry Nordmas, one and all. Every month we give away a Star Citizen ship, and December is no different. We're giving away a Starlancer Max, the new super freelancer by MISC. This allows you to do a little bit of everything in the verse. It's a great multi-role ship, multi-mission ship, and multi-crew. It's flyable in-game right now as well. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during December. That engagement helps the channel. Something else that helps the channel is liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing these videos. Thank you very much to the people that have gone the extra mile by clicking the join button or becoming Patreons. That really helps the channel so much. There'll occasionally be some exclusive content going up there. It'll be like Zin and I playing an escape room. So thank you so much, and feel free to join those lovely people by clicking on the join button or the Patreon link under the videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great ho 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 Nordmas.